You mentioned something about being and doing. I'm actually curious if you can expand more on your take on being versus doing.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the misnomer when people say, uh, "So, what do you do?" And the response is, "I am whatever, a doctor, a mechanic, a janitor, a teacher. I am this." Um, and so, I mean, the story about people who spend their focus on working and having their identity wrapped up in what they do reach a place where they stop doing that, retirement or whatever, and then they're dead within 6 months to a year after having stopped. And I'm sure there are probably studies that look at this too, but I'm unaware of them. But intuitively, it feels as though one of the factors that is involved in that early onset of death is the failure to realize that there's more to my life than what I was doing. I would love, like, I've begun even getting myself to remember to say, well, what do you do? And to say something like, either I have a coaching practice, not a coaching business, or I work as a coach rather than I am a coach. Um, because I want to not myself fall into that trap of identifying what I do with who I am. So, your question, what's the distinction or something about being and doing? I it seems to me that we take this quality of our human existence, our human being, so for granted that we no longer understand that that's what we are, because what's visible is what we end up doing. The picking up something and moving it here, engaging in a project and bringing it to completion. Those are all the visible, easily identifiable experiences that we engage in all the time. So we begin to identify more with that doing quality of life rather than, again, it's that inward journey, that inward awareness of who am I? And as I become aware of that, who are you? And I don't know, there's something about returning to what came first in the first place. That sense of who am I? Who are we? What are we? Before we look at what are we going to do here? Feels important, you know. And as coaches, by the way, I think that it's so easy to get sucked into coaching our clients around what they want to do. And because we're, what are we doing? We're practicing joining with them. So client comes with, I have an issue, something I want to work on. It's about how do I do more to become more effective at this? And we want to have them feel that they are met. So we meet them at the place of joining with them in that place of their wanting to do something. But then our job is to not stay there. Our job is to back it up and begin to look at who are they and get them to do that work so that we can then begin to look at what are they going to do. And I think oftentimes we fall into the trap of getting sucked into the doing component of their lives so much so that we forget the that more essential being part. I'm sure none of you fall into that trap. I know I have
Never,
fallen into that trap
never. We're
myself.
we're above that, Pat.
Yeah.
Never. We don't do that, human being.